Welcome to Inland Empire Alive, bringing you issues, events, and perspectives from throughout San Bernardino and Riverside counties. I'm David Brady, and on today's show you'll meet Joyce Lay and Sandy Magallanes, two local women recently honored for their remarkable efforts to slim down and live healthier. That's today on Inland Empire Alive. Well, it's not often that I have an opportunity to interview royalty, but I am delighted to interview these next ladies. Joyce Lay, Sandy Magallanes, representing Tops Club, which many people know as Take Off Pounds Sensibly. Joyce, I am happy to announce, is the State of California Queen. And tell me how much you lost.
I lost altogether 188 pounds.
And Sandy, you are the Southern California Queen runner-up, and your number?
126 total.
So, Joyce, I'll start with you. Tell me about your journey to wellness, this incredible accomplishment that you were recognized for just recently.
First of all, many years ago, I was very thin, and I was so happy because I could shop at the 579 store, and I had lost a lot of weight. And then I put on so much weight that I was close to 400 pounds. And I decided that I needed to do something about it. And at first I wasn't real serious. I rejoined in 2018, but I could only attend during summertime because I was working when they had the meetings. So it took till December of 2021 when I started going every week. And I was so gung-ho because someone mentioned some negative comments about my weight that really hurt me. So that was a driving force.
And Sandy, I know you have a slightly different story. You mentioned that you were always heavy in a sense.
I'm very different than most people. I was born weighing 15 pounds.
That's a big baby.
Yes, I've never been thin. I don't know what it is to be thin. So that's basically the story of my life. I just finally reached a weight that I literally just wanted to die. And Kaiser finally, somebody invented the bariatric weight loss surgery. I had that done in 1983. I lost like 120 pounds. The number's slipping my head right now. And then I gained a lot of the weight back. So in 1999, I said, I can't do this anymore. So I joined Tops. And since 1999 to now is when I've lost 126 pounds and have finally reached a normal weight and feel I don't need a walker. I don't need canes anymore. I was almost in a wheelchair till I had my knees replaced. And for me, it's been such a success story. And my life is so much better now. And I just feel so much better. I can just move like a normal person now. And
let's talk about that. I mean, how does it feel to be, you've lost the equivalent of another person.
Yes.
It's so nice to be able to go to a regular store and not have to go to the large size store. I was a size 32 pants and 4X. And now I can get into 14, 16s on pants and larger 1X. So it's really nice to finally be able to do that. And I'm so thankful because of Tops, because without all the support and the motivation that they provide, I wouldn't be here.
Well, how critical was joining an organization like that? Because it's very hard to do this on your own.
You can't do it alone. If you try, you usually succeed for a while, but you usually don't stay with it. And that's the important thing. And to go to Tops too, what's good about Tops is they don't, force you to go on a diet because diets are very stressful. We encourage you to just eat less, move more.
I saw that, the mantra.
That's my daily mantra. Eat less, move more, never give up. And that's what keeps me going. And now that I've got all this weight off and now that I feel good physically and mentally, I swim 6 days a week, I walk 1 day a week, and it's just much better life.
Was there a secret that finally did the trick after, things like I know you had tried different methods that hadn't worked, and what was finally the solution?
The brain has to connect with the heart. Until you have that connection, and it's like turning on a light switch. When that light switch turns on, you're finally ready to do something, that's when it happens.
And Joyce, you talked about it was more sort of the motivation to finally make a change?
Definitely. Finally, I thought, well, I can do it. But then I kept thinking, I need to lose close to 200 pounds. How am I going to lose that much And what I did was I thought about losing 25 pounds at a time. Because if you think of 200 pounds, it's like I'm going to give up. And that's what I did for the first few years when I rejoined Tops. I didn't do much. But then when I decided to do 25-pound increments, it helped me. So every time I lost 25 pounds, which I know people say don't do this, but I rewarded myself with my favorite snack. So I'd go 5 or 6 months without having my favorite snack.
Yeah.
Tell me about your individual chapters. I know you belong to different chapters. What did you learn among the different people that were going through this same experience as you? You're part of the chapter in Riverside.
Yes.
And you're in the chapter in Temecula.
Yes. This is support. I was in the Fontana group and it dissolved after COVID. So I had to search for another Tops chapter and I finally found this one. And what helped me there was the leader. Her name was Pat. And her support and her caring and you could feel the love from her. And that's what helped me in this group. And then for me, my weight loss journey was 10-pound goals. Because some people think 10 pounds is not a lot. But pick up a bag of 10 pounds of potatoes.
Carry that around.
Exactly. Yeah. And I actually took that to the group one time and said, here, you don't think 10 pounds is much? Pick this up. Some people couldn't pick it up. And they realized how much 10 pounds is. So for me, the 10-pound goals was my stake here. And that's how
just what about your chapter? What were some of the things that they talked about and some of the...
Well, we had already 3 cops when I joined, and that's where they kept off their pounds. They reached their goal weight. And so that was motivation for me to see that, they kept it off.
Other people could do it. Maybe I could do it too.
She's one of the ladies at the chapter has kept it off for 10 years, which is a really big accomplishment because I don't want to gain it back again. I worked too hard. And then we have contests. And then if you have a weight loss, people are so encouraging. We know you can take it off next week. And people will call each other when people are struggling. Or if I called someone that's saying, I'm really tempted to eat my favorite snack, Lay's potato chips. I could eat the whole bag before in a couple hours. So they'll tell you, you don't need it. And so it's really nice that you get the support and you know that you can always depend on those people because they're going through the same weight loss journey that you have. And you're talking to some of your friends that are average weight. They have no clue what the struggle is that we're going through, where the Tops members do know that.
We will be right back with more from Joyce and Sandy and their remarkable weight loss journey with the Tops Club, right after these messages.
Finally, it's here.
Counterfeit products are illegal. They are fake and can be damaging to you, your property, and your wallet. Real products are tested for safety.
You're smart. Buy smart.
Go for real.
Well, I'm talking with 2 queens who were recognized by Tops Club, which you may know as Take Off Pounds Sensibly, for their remarkable weight loss journeys. I wanted to ask you, there's so much in the news today about these weight loss drugs that are making it so easy. Does that frustrate you that after all the sweat and work you put into this, that now there's a method that might make it easier to do this?
Absolutely not, because I know that those medications are going to have serious side effects. And even the bariatric weight loss surgery has side effects. And everybody thinks it's permanent. It's only a temporary loss. And you will gain it back if you don't stay on a program. So for me, those medications don't concern me at all. I did it the right way, and I'm doing it the
so
right way.
Is it the hard way, the best way? It's eating right. It's exercising. It's mind power. It isn't just...
If you want to keep it off and feel healthier and avoid the side effects of those medications, because I heard that already one of them is causing eyesight problems. So, I'm happy with the way I did it now. I'm fine.
I can second that. I could have had weight loss surgery many years ago because I was close to 400 pounds, but I did it without weight loss surgery and without taking any medications. And it worked for me and it can work for others. It's not going to happen overnight. And people think it's going, I'm going to join and a year later I'm going to be down to the perfect weight. It took me over 3 years of cutting back calories. And at first I didn't exercise because I have a loss in each foot, 35% loss. But eventually I was able to find something else that I could do to help me lose weight. I do that under table bicycle and I can get 20,000 steps in that way. So we have to find a way to help ourselves. If something doesn't work, you have to make changes. And I love Google, and I love the Alexa device. I check on the restaurants before I go and eat at them to see what I can get. I bring this with me with salad dressing. It holds 4 tablespoons of salad dressing. I bring my own, and I have like 15 to 25 calories for 2 tablespoons. Instead of some of them, you get the packets of 200 or 300 calories. And so you're cutting back on your food, what you're eating with a salad, but you're eating all the calories in the dressing. So you're defeating yourself.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned something in a biography that you wrote about yourself. It was a phrase that you heard growing up a lot. And now tell me what that is.
Gorda pero linda. It means fat but pretty. And I was told that as a child. I was told it until I finally got the courage. I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old when I could say, please stop saying that to me.
Well, it struck me as so cool that the first word was fat. The first word was not pretty but fat. It was pretty but fat but pretty.
It's just the way, I don't think they meant it in her way.
Of course, they thought it was a compliment.
Yeah, it was like a backhanded compliment, and it was, and I didn't have to hear it anymore.
Was it difficult convincing your family to be supportive? Because we know that at holidays and special occasions, there is so much food. There's grandma's recipes, auntie brought this dish. And, how do you say no without hurting people's feelings?
My parents were from Puerto Rico, and they were both good cooks. So a lot of our food is rice and beans and pork. That was our main thing. But around family and friends, especially ones that don't have a weight problem, and they can eat basically whatever they want, they don't understand the struggle we go through. And so I have to tell them, I have to watch because even now, they'll say, Sandy, you already lost all your weight. Don't worry about it. I say, yes, I do have to worry about it because it'll come right back on if I don't stay on track. And so they're all learning now to not try to pressure me to eat. They just leave me alone now. They see the small amount that I get.
Well, they see where you're at, and they see what you've accomplished.
never have seconds anymore. Never. And I don't do. If I go to a buffet, I do not have seconds. I don't overload the plate.
Joyce, what about you? Do you have the same
When
support?
I go out to eat, I make sure that I know what the calorie count is before I put it on my plate. If I don't know, I'm going to Google it, or I'll ask, for a menu with the calories on it. So that really helps me. And I live by myself. I don't have any relative that live close by, so I don't have that struggle.
What advice would you have to people that are watching this, that are out there struggling, that are maybe not part of a club, that are not part of a program?
Get into food. You have to get help. You have to get support. You can't do it alone. And don't do diet pills. Don't do shots. Just do it. Just think about it. And make small changes. Start with small changes. Just start eating less. If you have a big plate of food, cut it in half. That's all you have to do. Just start eating less. And start moving more. When you park in a parking lot, don't try to park right by the store. Park, I have to walk 400 or 500 feet. Walk, move, and just keep trying. Don't give up. Challenge yourself. I challenge myself all the time. Challenge yourself every day.
Joyce, do you push yourself beyond what you thought your previous limits were?
Say, join a chapter of TOPS. It really helps you. And if you don't know how to find out about TOPS, go to tops.org, and they'll have a location that you can put your zip code in, and then you can find a chapter. I suggest that people really look into TOPS. The first visit is free, so you can try it out. If you don't like one chapter, you can try another one that meets maybe close by. But it's really helped me, and now I'm an advocate in charge of 6 locations, and so I'm hoping that people decide to join TOPS. We really need to get more men involved because there's not that many men. So we know that men also have obesity problems. So please, men, start joining us.
Yeah.
We have room for you.
Oh, and the camaraderie. Everybody cares about each other. We all support each other, and you can't beat it. You just can't beat it.
Well, Joyce Slay, Sandy Valladares, it is a pleasure having you on the program. I want to congratulate you both on an incredible accomplishments. It is, like I said, it is very rare that I get to interview 2 queens. So thank you again for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you.
Visit iealive.com.